So I think it's time we talk about the thing that nobody wants to talk about. You know, the thing. Player activity. This one is a tricky, sticky topic with Titanfall. Let's be honest with ourselves. The Titanfall player base fell harder than any Titan ever has in history. And this is not a secret. It has pretty much been one of the main reasons a lot of people are skeptical and hesitant to purchase Titanfall 2 as a whole, because the first one fell off pretty significantly. And what people don't understand is this is not uncommon. This was the start of a franchise. This was the first game. And without an established player base, a bit of loyalty to go on, kind of a track record, people don't really know. And with everybody migrating back to their favorites, it was just a matter of time for it fell off. Now, it did happen a little faster than I thought of, but believe it or not, even up to the release of Titanfall 2, there was still a semi-loyal player base to the original Titanfall. I would get on Xbox and there would still be a few thousand people playing per night. And that was enough to have a few different healthy lobbies, and this was pretty cool. But there were some changes, and I wanted to share these with you guys. Now understand, I don't think this game's going to fall off as hard as the first one did, and there's a few reasons for this. Number one, it's been released right alongside the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and it was not received very well. A lot of people are disappointed with the display of that game, and people are looking for an alternative. And naturally, this Titan's got its arms wide open, ready to receive you inside of it. BT's got you, man. So the way that I see this is nothing but a win-win for this game. People are going to be looking for alternatives, and Titanfall's ready for the rebound play. Completely tactical. They were relying on Call of Duty to be a disappointment. They chose the right time to attack. So as of right now, the launch of the game, maybe not so much. With Black Friday right around the corner, reduced prices, and Christmas coming around, people are definitely going to be burnt out on Infinite Warfare. So the sales, and even just kind of a rejuvenated burst of excitement and interest in this game is going to happen during the holidays. This is a very good thing for the future of this game, because I feel that the more people that play Titanfall, the more people that are going to prefer this over Call of Duty. Not necessarily if Call of Duty was in a healthy place and the game was kind of how it was back in its roots, but the current Call of Duty, how they've been in the past few years, has not been acceptable, and a lot of the old players that have been playing Call of Duty for years are not happy with the course. So naturally, Titanfall is now on its sequel. It's on its second year, it's growing up, and it's become one fine beast. The mobility is incredible, map design, the gunplay, and we have a lot of variety now too. The first game kind of felt a little bit like a beta. It was just trying to find itself, and it has officially found itself in this game, and people are going to truly appreciate what it's grown into. And it's no longer leashed to one exclusive console too. It's now on PlayStation. There's multi-platform, which means more people to get attracted to this game, and just word of mouth is going to flow, and it's going to exponentially grow and become more and more popular, which is a very healthy thing for something that is just learning to develop itself. This game is definitely amped up. Haha, jokes. This one is better all around. We've got a legitimate campaign, a very worthy campaign, an interesting campaign. We have healthy multiplayer, great flow, they've perfected their art, and it's going to show. For anyone that played the original, you know exactly how much more of a step forward this game is. So, looking at the history of this game, we saw how hard it fell off in the first one, but even then, up to the death of the original Titanfall, it was still actively played. And there were a few tweaks, but I will mention those in a minute. And with that, going into the fact that we now have a larger player base to be attracted to with multi-platform, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, all of this will widen the player pool. More people can play and appreciate the game, and with Call of Duty currently wounded, they've effectively left the door open for Titanfall to come in and show off what it can do. Up until now, Call of Duty's been the king because it hasn't had a competitor to go against. There haven't been options for you to choose between, but now Titanfall has thrown its name into the ring, and it's ready to go toe-to-toe with it, and I would legitimately like to see this game go against a good Call of Duty. I'm all about good games, and I'm not trying to bash Call of Duty, but this is just a great opportunity for Titanfall to get out there and more people to appreciate what a great game it honestly is. Now, to focus on something that I do think needs to be recognized. The player count is not the greatest, and this is the birth of the game on PC. Now, I expect this game to be very healthy and live a long and successful life on console. This is pretty much excluded from what I'm about to say because it's just a more affordable thing, there's more of them, tons of people can play them. So console should be happy and healthy for a good year or so to come. Now for PC, I can already feel it's slowly starting to dwindle away. People are going to go back to their other games, MOBAs, or whatever it is they prefer, and the player base is going to be split, and eventually over time, kind of limit itself. And I expect it to do, over the course of the next few months, exactly what the original game did in the first few weeks, and that was basically condensed down into one playlist. So when the original Titanfall started to fall off, with the limited players available, they all just kind of ultimately decided to stick to one playlist. So Attrition was the only populated playlist. Now, of course, we have more options available, but because of the lack of players and you always wanting to find a game, they pretty much only invested in one. And it was the only thing that was even played when I was actually on. And because of this, I expect the same effect to happen with this game. I feel like Attrition and maybe Amped Hardpoint will be the only things that you see in the future for PC. I'm talking a few months down the line. Obviously, as of right now, you can still appreciate the game while it's still robust and full of players. But in a month's time, 2, 3, 4 months' time, we don't know. There's a really good chance that this could fall off for PC, and it's sad because that's what I played on, that's what I've been learning it, even though I was originally an Xbox player. I really am concerned with that, though, and it's completely natural to have concerns like that because PC is a different element, and it's completely understandable for things like this to happen. Call of Duty just launched, and it's basically showing the same kind of numbers, if not less than what Titanfall 2 is, according to Steam, and that's not very healthy. But as I said, with there being an alternative now for a fast-paced shooter out there, this is definitely going to step in and fill that void. People are going to be happy with the game, people are going to take the risk and try to test this game out. And because of this, it should kind of boost the player base for a good healthy period of time, especially during the holidays. And the more people that try the game, they'll eventually infuse with it and just become an avid Titanfall 2 player. It really does have a lot of draw to it. So this is how I feel. I do not think this game's going to fall off. I feel like for those people that were hesitant to buy the game, this will live a long and healthy life. I feel like it is definitely worth looking into, and I don't think it's going to be burdened by the same issues the first game had. Also, let's not forget that all the future DLC for this game is completely free. There's no premium, there's no kinds of yearly subscriptions, it's not 120 bucks, it's actually just what the base cost is. And like I said, with Black Friday around the corner, holidays and Christmas coming up, add this to your wish list. You can't go wrong with it. If you're still a little worried, not sure how it's going to go, stay tuned, subscribe, watch a few more gameplays, then make your decision. But it's just a matter of time before people get fed up with the way and course of Call of Duty, and more people test this one out. And as they do, as they get a taste of this, they're clearly going to realize that this one is just better made.